Hello, I'm Doug, and this is the Taste and Sensibility channel. And here we are at episode number 16 of wine tastings, Christmas wine tastings for 2023. And the wine I'm looking at today is a white wine from Argentina. That's one of the countries I'm focusing on because you can get really good wines inexpensively from countries of Argentina, Spain, and Australia. So today's wine is Sémillon, which is well known in France and Australia. And I just saw it from Argentina and said, hey, I need to taste that. I've never tasted that grape. So since it's the first time, I might be taking a few notes here on this. But I got this bottle at a local store. It's from the Uco Valley, 2021 vintage, 13% ABV. And I haven't really tasted the grape before, so I'm looking forward to it. But before we dive in, let me get you to like this video. Leave comments and questions down below. Share it with friends. Subscribe to the channel and click on that bell to get notified, so you won't miss anything when the new videos come out. So I think we got maybe 3-4 more wines to do in December, and this is one I don't really know. So I am looking forward to this. So the first thing I do, and sometimes forget, is to check the color. And here we go, looking at this newish white wine from Argentina. And I'm just seeing yellow, might be gold. It's just medium. It's kind of light in the glass, but yeah, it's really light and champagne like, but in certain reflections are giving me a really gold color. So probably what I'm seeing probably doesn't match up with the overhead camera, but I'm gonna say very light yellow, or light gold. And that'll have to do until I learn better. So for white, I'm gonna say it's a pale straw yellow. Yeah, somewhere in between pale and medium and straw and yellow is how I'm ranking that color there. Now let's see what happens on the nose. Ooh, it's citrusy, lemon and lime type stuff. Maybe a bit more lemon. But it's that white wine note that's usually a citrusy thing that jumps right out at you. It's kind of sharp and tart and acidic. And also fresh and fruity. So I'm going to say lemon first. Lime. There's some other fruitiness to it that's... Can't quite put my finger on it. Yeah, a kiwi wouldn't be wrong. Like a tart green kiwi. Nothing fancy. Underripe kiwi. And then the non-food items, I'm not sure I'm really picking up anything. Nothing identifies a spiciness or non-food things. So, just fruity and a couple that are in there on the nose, but I can't tell. Let's just taste. Let's go. Wow. There's kind of a tartness, acidity spreading over my tongue and going to the sides of my tongue and my cheeks, and it's going along with the fruit. It doesn't taste so much like lemon. Less lemon, lime on the palate. But man, the acidity is there. I'm going to say medium high acidity. I'd say the flavors mostly, that citrus is the strongest thing. It's kind of mild and pale. Let's do another sip. Don't judge anything on the first sip. You're just getting used to it. Same sort of thing. The other fruit things that might be going on could be something like a mango, something like a peach or apricot. They're mild. They're not usually this acidic, and there's nothing sweet on this palate. So lots of ripe, juicy mangoes and peaches that I've had. This doesn't describe them. This is making you think of a tartar one, something less ripe. Maybe not so juicy, but the flavor notes are still there and the aroma. So, muted fruit flavors. And then sort of twisted around by the acidity of this wine that you don't always get on the fruit. So that's, it is sort of one-dimensional like that. There's not a lot of sweetness, not any sweetness. I would put it at like off dry. And I don't think there's any tannins or oak or anything there. Not getting it on the palate, not getting it on the nose. And I wouldn't really expect it. Ooh, man, sour. Still juicy, making me salivate. And it's making me juicy in my mouth from the tartness of it. So it's a refreshing flavor. It's a bright summertime flavor. So I think it would really go well with all the usual white wine pairings. But it's very one-dimensional. I'm going to look over here at the Wine Folly book on the page. Is it one page or is it two pages? So one page on Sémillon. Lemon, beeswax, yellow peach, chamomile, and saline. Oh, that could be something. I'm not usually looking for salty things in wine, but okay, maybe that's the thing. Certain whiskeys taste salty. And it has something to do with where they're distilled and aged. And not sure why this one would be salty, being in some mountains or valley of Argentina. But there is something that strikes me as a saltiness. Beeswax, I'm not sure I get. I don't know if there's not much flavor there. It might be more of a texture or a sensory thing. And I can interpret part of the mouthfeel as a waxiness. So that sort of makes sense. Oh, wow. Okay. There's something like tannins growing in, but it's not. It's certainly not a red wine tannin. So I'm not sure I've ever had that on a white. Interesting. Okay. And I'm not writing down this stuff. I'll have to go watch the video to make my notes. But okay. There's stuff going on. It's not as one-dimensional as I thought, but everything that's there is fairly subtle, and I'm not a very good taster. So it's pleasant. I'm enjoying it, and the more I sit with it, the more I'm picking up and appreciating things in it. Yeah, the extra fruitiness beyond citrus is a mango, peachy, apricot type thing. And it's subtle, faint, distant. It's not strong. Well, what's this other thing they said? Chamomile. I'm not gonna be able to pick that. It won't come out of my mouth as one of my notes. So I don't know enough about it. I am starting to get some extra herbal things. I'm not sure are spices or just, green things or dried green things. So I can't really comment on that. So yeah, there's more going on than I thought in the first couple of sips. But identifying them, I'm not going to be good at that. So I'm going to look into, I know I've seen Sémillon in blends in Australia. I've seen it in blends in France, where there's a majority grape. Maybe in Spain too. There's a majority grape, and then they add a little bit of this to round off something or lessen something, or add some of these flavors to round out a blend. So I've seen how it's been used, but I'm not sure, I've never tasted the grape itself. So I'm glad I'm getting a chance to, and I will pay more attention to the future tastings and no, it's not just a one-dimensional thing. And go back and look at Sémillon blends I've tasted. Some of them have been on camera, so I can look those up. So this has been fairly interesting, even though I can't say as much about it as I want to. But I didn't go with my first impressions. I waited and tasted a bit more and pulled out a few more things. So I'm glad for that. And I'm going to, even without all the notes, I am going to draw a little happy face on my tasting journal page for this. And say, yeah, I'm glad I tasted this, and I'm still getting this puckering from all the acidity in this thing, so it is bright. And today's wine verse is from Nehemiah 13. Then all Judah brought the tithe of the grain, wine, and oil into the storehouse. So we will have a couple more videos that'll be comparisons or more interesting wines before this episode's done, and be sure and come back for that. So, Merry Christmas. Ooh, that's bright. Oh, that's bright.